Hi everybody, and welcome to Lost Genre Off My Chest. Before getting into the video, there's one thing I'd like to say. I'm really committed into making content that you guys like and enjoy. For that reason, every once in a while I try to make a video about a subreddit that is not very well known in the YouTube sphere and bring it to you guys. And that's why today's video is from the subreddit OffMyChest. I came across this sub a few weeks ago and over time it's just won me over. It's fantastic and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. So let's get started. I'm a 24-year-old guy. I love tooling around on old cars, something I've done together with my dad since I was a kid. He was all too happy to have me carry it on. So I work your typical 8 to 4 to 5 schedule, and quite often I'm in the garage after work fixing up this old Mustang I've been on for the last 2 years or so. A completely unrestored 65 Mustang that my dad has had for years to take on now that I'm out in the world. That was a special moment. So one day, I started leaving the garage door open, and it's to the front, so pretty much everyone can see what I'm doing. People stop by, chat, say hello. It's great. I always love to chat it up, especially older folks that are happy to see a young guy getting his hands dirty working hard on a classic. So about a year ago during the summer, the neighbor's mom asked if I could look after their little girl, Rachel, a quiet little girl that always seemed well behaved. I didn't mind, but I said I'm really committed to working on this car. If you feel good enough to let her over here while I'm working on the car, not a problem. Turns out, they're going through a divorce. The dad works the third shift, the mom's got a part-time gig, evening hours just aren't good for him. Okay, so this starts and it goes fine. She's quiet, usually reading books or watching the TV I brought out so she would be around me. I always made sure to be courteous, firm, and try out dad humor every now and then. Well, she starts to come out of her shell after a while, and it was a joy. I still remember when she first asked about why I was working on the car. Why are you working on the car when you have one that's newer and works? Well, this car is about 45 years older than the other one. It's a classic. She'll be much prettier when I'm done with her. I've been sitting in the garage helping my pop since I was younger than you. And I always wanted to be like him. And so I'd sit and learn and eventually he let me help. Oh. Whenever I see Dad, he's always sleeping. Well, he's working hard to provide for you. He's working a tough job. She just kind of went quiet after that. But after 2 or 3 months, she started being cheerful when she came over. Always asking questions about what I was doing specifically. This part and that, why it needed to be done, what made it work. I was glad to impart knowledge. I think everyone likes teaching a bit, especially something they're passionate about. I started teaching her about tools, how to recognize which ones you need, what they can do on a car or around the house. She started to light up. I got the sense that besides school, she didn't have much of a parental figure, or anyone to teach her anything about life or anything. One time, my dad visited in his 66 GT convertible, and I took her for a ride in it. I'll always remember how she smiled saying, "Is this what yours is going to be like?" Should be, but mine's a coupe, so it won't be quite as nice. No, yours will be much better, cause we've been doing it. My chin started to wobble and I just smiled and said, "You're right, it will be." She'd really started to grow on me. I mean, it would be impossible not to let her into your heart. A bright-eyed, smart little girl that just soaks up everything you teach her, wants to learn and looks up to you like that. It made me sad because the times I saw her parents interact, they were always snide or yelling at each other. When they were around, that is. This spring, I started noticing the mother leaving without a uniform, sometimes dressed to go out. I came to the conclusion she quit or wasn't working, but still taking advantage of me babysitting, which I didn't mind in the slightest. Sometimes Rachel would be more quiet when she came over, but I always waited until she would open up. She'd let out tidbits like, "Mommy woke me up late at night. She was acting funny." Or, "She came home with someone that wasn't Daddy," or the like. It would pierce my heart, but I didn't know what to do except keep being a safe harbor for her of sorts. She started hugging me more often, squeezing me as hard as she could. I'd always get a lump in my throat. She's just warmed her way into my heart. How when I take a break and sit down, she'll climb all over me until I give her the proper attention. Every now and then when she does some mannerism or phrase she picked up from me. Even just when I ask her to hand me a tool and she picks the proper one, no problem. We had some of the best times I can remember, just tinkering under my car, her with a raggedy old sweater of mine on with safety glasses so old dirt wouldn't fall in her eyes, watching me work, asking away. One time she nicked herself on the edge of the radiator support, and I picked her up and went to bandage it up. I told her, most girls your age would cry if they got a little cut. And she said brightly, now my hands are gonna get all beat up like yours. I didn't even know what to say, so I burst out laughing, plus another lump in the throat, and hugged her and said, you're the best little girl in the world, you know that? Then, a few weeks ago, her mom came over and said they were going to get a divorce, and if I could still keep watching her during the week. I told her I was sorry, and absolutely, she's a delight to have around. Yesterday, she was morose and quiet, unlike she had been in a long time. Turns out her parents will be separating and they'll have to move soon. She started crying and hugged me, asking if it meant she won't be able to come over anymore. I started tearing up a bit and choked out, I don't know, Rachel. I don't know. I hope you can. I love you, you know that? You're the smartest, cutest, best little girl in the world, and I love you. She just cried all the harder and said, I love you too. She even asked if she could stay with me. Again, I said I don't know, but I don't think it's in the cards. When she left yesterday, I just sat down with a bottle of Jack and started crying. I just can't take it. That sweet, beautiful little girl that wants to be just like me, giggles when she gets grease on her, tosses on my old dirty sweater when she comes over cause she wants to help. I just want to take her up in my arms and take away that pain. She doesn't deserve to have a crappy childhood growing up with a non-existent father or a crappy mother. Frack, I just can't deal with it. It freaking tears my heart apart. Wow, now that was really charged with emotion. And apart from it being very well written, so much that, you could just feel it while reading it. You could feel it. I got choked up a little bit, I have to admit. I hope they stay in each other's lives. At least it seems like OP can give her some sort of stability or sense of stability, and she definitely contributes to his happiness, so, if it's possible, why not? I hope OP pursues that. But that's enough out of me. Let's move on to the next post. Audrey, when we found you, you were half dead and 100% feral. I'm glad you grew out of attacking everyone. Only took 4 years. I'm glad you've learned to allow the occasional family friend to pet your head. Only the head, anywhere else, and you bite. And that took 8 years. I've accepted that you don't really like humans and are happy just doing your own thing. But can I tell you a secret? I know you come into my room at night and snuggle me. You're not exactly sly. First of all, you weigh like 20 pounds. You're a fat cat. So I can feel when you walk all over me. Also, girl, you purr like a freight train when you're happy, and you tend to drool on my face when you stare at me. You always come in once you think I'm asleep and bail when I start to wake up. You're not as sly as you think you are, but that's okay. I love you very much, and it makes me so happy you show me love in your own special way. Wow, that was short, sweet, and very true. Some rescue animals, or shelter animals even, take a while to, get adjusted to their new family and accept them, touching them, petting them, or feeding them. And in the case of cats, they are very special animals. They're almost human-like, like a roommate. They just do their own thing and live their life. This was cute. Okay, let's move on to the next post. The spider in my bathroom died today. He's been there since about the middle of October. When I first noticed him, the inclination was to squash, but the little guy could really run when he needed to, so I decided to form a truce. It was pretty obvious that he wasn't too interested in humans, so as long as he stayed where he was, I'd leave him. It was getting cold outside, and I felt bad about sending him out to die. So that was that. Hubby went after him a few more times, but eventually gave up. He became a rent-paying household member, catching the gnats that flew down into his dark little corner. I began talking to him, saying hi and things like that. He never ran when it was just us, he trusted me. He would even wave back a time or two. This morning, I went to take a shower to get at the dead skin attacking my feet, and a bottle of body wash fell over the side of the tub into his web. I don't know what he was doing down there. He'd been spending a lot of time close to the ground lately, but I hate myself. I hate that I took a shower this morning. I hate that I didn't just stay in bed with my itchy feet. I hate that I got attached to a stupid spider and now I'm crying so hard I can't breathe. Most people make a throwaway for embarrassing stuff like this, but I'm gonna own it. That little spider taught me a powerful lesson about fear and friendship. I'll never forget it. Aw, I feel bad for the spider. It's gone. And OP is really missing it apparently. She grew attached to it. Oh, wow. Right in the feels, huh? Let's now continue to the next post. We keep no secrets from each other, except for keeping the door closed when we poop. I went looking for one of our old credit cards. He has a few little hidey holes for important stuff. He's like Wally. So I went to his bedside table, bottom drawer, where he occasionally keeps old financial stuff. And there it was, just staring at me. I had no idea. I found my husband's secret stash. Every card I've ever given him, every cutesy love letter, every sappy post-it, stacked neatly in the back corner, some in envelopes, some out, over 6 inches high. Every card I fretted over, every page of handwritten 3 a.m. hopes and dreams. I'm a writer, so words are important to me and they are the way I express myself when it's difficult to do so verbally. He knows this. People always say it's so nice to see how happy we are, that we are that couple. I feel it. It's not like we never left the honeymoon phase. We had some issues for a while, most people don't know, but we pushed through and we're both better partners because of it. I never thought I could be this happy. In a million years, I never would have dreamt that I could have this kind of loving, challenging, supportive, affectionate, sexy, silly, perfectly complementary relationship. I feel lucky every day to have found this wonderful man and I will never, ever take it for granted. But seeing that stack of cards, even though it may seem small to some, in the grand scheme of things, just really made me happy today. I told him I loved him for the first time in a rambling Valentine's Day card 7.5 years ago. We make a special point on every birthday, anniversary, whatever, to get the other person a nice card. Write a little something. Maybe one day he'll be looking for something and find my stash, tucked away in my bookshelf. A stack of every card he's ever given me. That was nice. And so were most of the posts. I mean, apart from the Rachel one, which was a bit sad, and the spider one, which also was a little bit sad. But overall, this is what you would find in Off My Chest. It's people sharing things that give them emotion. Whatever the emotion. It's not necessarily a life experience per se, like we've seen on other subreddits like Entitled Parents or just No Mill. There's not so much drama, like immediate drama, but it is still charged with emotion, and that's what I really loved about this subreddit. I don't know if this video is gonna be big with you guys. I hope so, because I found the sub really cool, and if you guys like it, I'm gonna keep making videos from it, and I think there's a lot of good stuff in there that's worth sharing. So please, if you did like this video and the stories on it, write it in the comment section. Tell me what is it that you liked about it, which were your favorite parts, and if you'd like me to keep doing videos on this sub. Just, again, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed, click on subscribe and become a part of this community. And like I've said on some comments, I'm always open to feedback and input, so don't be shy. Okay guys, I'll see you on the next video.